𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐄 took a combat stance. If you want to protect this trash, you'll have to defeat me first. Meanwhile, upstairs in the bedroom, Bang Nan was frantically packing her gear. Vu Hin pleaded, "Sister, don't go. It's a high-level danger zone out there. You won't survive alone." Bang Nan's voice trembled. "I don't belong here, Hin. I'm not the one 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐄 truly desires. Last night, he treated me like a mere substitute for Tham Tam Duck. I've never felt such humiliation." Her eyes filled with rage. "Every time I look at him, I just want to crush his throat. If I stay, I might lose control and kill him. Leaving is the only way to avoid a total system collapse." She turned back with a forced smile. "Don't worry. There are other survivors out there. I'll manage." Vu Hin hesitated. "Sister, don't tell me you've actually fallen for 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐄." Bang Nan froze, her face flushing. "That's ridiculous." "I knew it," Vu Hin teased. "If you didn't care, you wouldn't be this furious. You're being illogical, sister. He might have liked that Tham girl before, but you're the one standing beside him right now. Besides, in this apocalypse, that girl is probably already undead. Her life signal is likely gone. Are you really going to hand 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐄 over to a zombie? Men are simple, they crave the new and the beautiful. With your top-tier charms, if you just initiated a quest for his heart, he'd be kneeling at your feet in no time." Bang Nan went silent, considering the strategy. "Sister, where's that ruthless CEO energy? You conquer billion-dollar markets without flinching. Why stop now? A $100 billion contract is harder than winning over one guy." Bang Nan looked up. "You're right. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐄 and that girl never officially formed a party." She smirked. "He's a free agent. And if he's a target, I'll use my own skills to claim him fairly." Vu Hin cheered. "That's the spirit. The legendary CEO, Zhang Bang Nan, is back." Suddenly, a loud crash echoed from below. "Is the building under attack?" They rushed down to find Vu Hin clashing with 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐄. Vu Hin threw a heavy punch, but 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐄 parried with lightning speed. Vu Hin grabbed 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐄's shoulder, attempting a 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐄, watch out!" Vu Hin screamed. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐄 remained calm. Country Z's grappling versus Country S's techniques. "I know a few Western combat skills too." "Your moves are flashy," he said, "but against a true hunter, they're completely useless." Su Yang slammed Vu Hin into the dirt. High above, Vu Hin cheered, while Tianlei smirked. He stepped toward Nizian. The coward and Chue Yen trembled. "Don't kill me," he begged on his knees. "I was just scared." "I didn't mean it." "Boss, we'll do anything. Just spare us." "Please, don't let this be our end." "Your lives are worthless to me," Tianlei said coldly. "He's the only one I want." Tianlei sat down, offering a chilling choice to the desperate man. "Make him follow me, and you live." "Anything." "It's done." He produced a contract and turned to Vu Hin. "This guard agreement, consider it terminated. You're no longer my bodyguard. From now on, you belong to Big Brother Zhao." Tianlei gave a mocking nod. "At least, you know when to submit." Pulling Vu Hin up, he said, "In my group, we aren't servants. We're brothers. If you won't follow me, fine, but maybe this item will change your mind." He handed over a magazine. Vu Hin and Su Yang stared in pure shock. "Boss, where did you find this?" I've never seen these in our inventory before. Looted them off some degenerates I dealt with earlier. Kept them in my bag for a rainy day. Internally, he sighed with relief. The system's exchange logic was bizarre, offering ammo, but locking away the actual guns. Take it, you're out of rounds, right? This could save you from the next zombie. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 stared at the bullets, his expression hardening as he made his final choice. Big Brother Zhao, .. I'm in. Tianlei and Su Yang shed a victorious grin. Not just Big Brother, Su Yang bragged. I'm the second brother of this guild. Respect the seniority. Nizian crawled over, rubbing his hands together like a rat. It's fate. We're one big family now. So, when do we start the next quest? Tianlei scoffed at him. Your skin is thicker than a fortified dungeon wall. Su Yang raised a fist. Get lost before I decide to lower your HP myself. Nizian tried to play nice. I know I messed up, but he's safe now. You can't just abandon us. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 cried out, clutching her shredded dignity. If you leave us here in this wasteland, we're as good as dead. My guild doesn't take dead weight. Show me your traits, or get out. I've never had to fight my own battles. Nizian paled, looking for an exit. Suddenly, a dark thought struck. He grabbed 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 and shoved her forward. Take her! If you let me stay, this famous MC is all yours. He started his sales pitch. She's a top-tier celebrity with millions of loyal fans. I sponsored her from day one. She looks tough, but she's a pure-hearted prize. 𝐓𝐓𝐂 snapped, struggling against his grip. Are you insane? Let me go. I'm not being handled by these losers. Nizian's face twisted as he slapped her. Shut up, I bought you with diamonds. You'll serve whoever I tell you to. Footsteps echoed from the stairs. A cold, feminine voice cut through the disgusting display. I'm afraid it's not your call to make. Everyone froze, turning toward the sound. Bing Yan approached Tianlei, her eyes flashing a dangerous warning at the others. This man is already claimed. Don't even think about laying a finger on him. She grabbed Tianlei's collar, pulling him up, while he stood there, completely dazed. Before he could react, she crashed her lips against his in a dominant kiss. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 froze. Su Yang's jaw dropped, his face turning a bright, shocked red. Tianlei recoiled in shock, his heart racing as he stared at her. What are you doing? Bang Nan remained cold and composed, her eyes piercing. Didn't you say you'd take responsibility for me? Fine. Starting today? Tianlei froze, his eyes widening in pure disbelief. Her gaze turned predatory. Warning, my desire for total possession is absolute. I don't care about your past flings or who you liked. From now on, look only at me. If you betray my heart, you'll regret ever being born. First, I'll eliminate any girl who dares to tempt you. Bang Nan didn't blink, and then, I'll finish you off myself. Despite his usual bravado, Tianlei gulped hard. Her overwhelming aura was absolutely suffocating. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 gave a thumbs up. Nice move, sis. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 whispered a warning from behind. Loi, you've provoked a dominant boss lady. You're doomed. Tianlei sighed. My life is over. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 mocked the girl nearby. Associo Migia Easter. Please, give me a break. Next to Bang Nan, you're just a common hen, trying to act like a phoenix. My man wouldn't even glance at trash like you. Keep her to yourself, 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒. What does this have to do with me? 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐄 screamed. Who are you calling a hen? Do you know how many fans I have? You're the low-class ones. Your whole family is... 𝐔𝐍𝐒 cut her off. Shut up already. He frowned at the group, his expression turning serious. Fine. Since things are like this, I'll let you in on a classified state secret. My father is a high-ranking official. Those guards were meant to escort me to the capital. He explained the truth behind this massive, sudden zombie outbreak. The government acted early. The capital is a fortress, sealed tight with the world's best defense systems. Only higher-ranking officials and elite families were granted refuge inside those impenetrable walls. Outsiders are forbidden. 𝐔𝐍𝐒 smirked. It's the only safe sanctuary left on this dying earth. Escort me there, and I'll guarantee you a spot. No more fearing the undead. Well, 𝐓𝐑 wasn't buying it. He scoffed. Rich man's privilege. Ha! Is that your pitch? Sounds tempting, he mocked. 𝐔𝐍𝐒 broke into a nervous sweat, awaiting the final verdict. 𝐓𝐑 nonchalantly picked his ear. Too bad. I'm not interested, Huck. Duong nodded. Me neither. 𝐓𝐑 agreed instantly. Loy, wherever you go, I'm right behind you. 𝐔𝐍𝐒 panicked. Why? I'm offering you a ticket on a modern-day Noah's Ark. If the world falls to the zombies, that city will be the last bastion of humanity. Are you idiots, or what? 𝐓𝐑 paused, his gaze turning sharp and cold. Sure, it's a paradise, but it's thousands of miles away. No trains, no subways, no planes. He exposed the scheme. You want us to drive you through a zombie-infested hell for your sake? And, even if we actually survive the journey, knowing your character, you'd probably toss us to the horde once you're safe. Not worth the risk. Besides, Dusho has a survivor camp. Why travel far? 𝐓𝐑 blinked. Base number 6. 𝐓𝐑 glanced over. You've heard of it too? 𝐓𝐑 rubbed his chin. Before the signal died, I saw reports on the news. It's not the capital, but the military presence is solid. It's our best bet for survival. 𝐔𝐍𝐒 snapped. Don't be stupid. A temporary base can't compare to the capital's defenses. One is a tent city. The other is a skyscraper fortress. 𝐓𝐑 whispered a plan. Can't you see? They've already made up their minds. Your words mean nothing to them. She proposed a new scheme. Why not just follow them to base number 6 first? The military there will know your father. Once inside, we call him for an extraction. 𝐔𝐍𝐒's eyes lit up. Wait, this influencer actually has a brain. 𝐓𝐑 pouted. You almost traded me off like common loot earlier. He smirked, playing the doting lover. Baby, don't be mad. I was just desperate. It was a lapse in judgment. I'll get you designer bags once we find a high-tier drop. Deal? She huffed, pacified for now. 𝐓𝐑's cold gaze pierced through them. You two are quite the schemers. 𝐔𝐍𝐒's heart skipped a beat. How'd you hear that? 𝐔𝐍𝐒 stammered. 𝐓𝐑 ignored him. Follow if you want, but don't fall behind. He cast a sharp, predatory look their way. A silent warning of the hierarchy here. Your lives are your own. Don't expect to carry when the monsters swarm. Outside, the sun beat down mercilessly. Inside the mess hall, 𝐓𝐑 set down a steaming pot. The scent of survival rations filled the air. Supplies are packed in the truck. This is our last meal before we hit the wasteland. Bang Nan and 𝐓𝐑 ate in silence, focused on regaining their stamina for the journey ahead. 𝐓𝐑𝐀 frowned at 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒, who was inhaling food like a 𝐓 hunter starving for manna. 𝐔𝐍𝐒 turned pale at the sight of the food. What is this trash? 𝐂𝐒 looked equally revolted. Is this even fit for human consumption? 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 snapped. Who are you calling subhuman, you degenerate? 𝐓𝐑𝐀 scowled. You didn't hunt this. Be grateful you're eating it all. 𝐷𝐀 continued eating with mechanical precision, his eyes fixed on his hidden system interface. Forgot my warning already. There are no free rides in this guild. You work, or you starve. 𝐂𝐒 tried to pivot. I saw some frozen dumplings earlier. Let's just cook those instead. 𝐔𝐍𝐒 stood up arrogantly, leading her toward the kitchen. Their hubris was a death wish. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 watched their retreat, a low growl of annoyance escaping his throat. Their elitist attitude was suffocating. Suddenly, a bone-chilling thud echoed from the back of the house. The atmosphere instantly shifted. The pair scrambled back, screaming in terror. There's a female zombie in the kitchen. 𝐓𝐑𝐀 reached for his weapon. It's nothing. That's 𝐔𝐍𝐒, 𝐷𝐀 stated coldly. She was infected, but she's already been neutralized. Dead 𝐔𝐍𝐒 barked, hiding his fear with rage. Then why is that corpse still in there? It's disgusting. You nearly gave us a heart attack. 𝐷𝐀 didn't even look at him. If you're too scared to eat, then starve. He stood up, his presence radiating an Move out. Outside, the sun hung high, illuminating the desolate path ahead of their convoy. The blue transport truck roared to life, cutting through the silence. 𝐷𝐀 sat at the helm. In the back, the survivors huddled together. 𝐓𝐻𝐻. 𝐔𝐍𝐒 fixed a predatory gaze on 𝐵𝐀𝐻. His degenerate nature was resurfacing already. Hey beautiful, what's your rank? A CEO like you shouldn't be slumming it with these 𝐵𝐀𝐻 kept her eyes shut, treating his words like white noise from a failing system. 𝐓𝐻𝐻's face twisted into a snarl. She wasn't one to tolerate a Hereso's presence. Back off, or I'll have the guys toss you to the boss monsters. We don't need dead weight. 𝐔𝐍𝐒 leaned in, his face contorted with a sleazy, entitled smirk. He was testing his limits. You've got spirit? He sneered. Not as heightier as the CEO, but a spicy little trait. He grabbed 𝐓𝐻𝐻's chin, his voice dripping with venomous charm. You need a real provider. Why follow these brats? Come to the Capital Guild with me. That's where the real power is. 𝐵𝐀𝐻's eyes snapped open. 𝐓𝐻𝐻, she called out, her voice cutting like a blade. Before the degenerate could react, a hand clamped down on his wrist like a steel shackle. 𝐓𝐻𝐻's eyes burned with murderous intent. Pull that hand back before I sever it permanently. 𝐔𝐍𝐒, gasped 𝐓𝐻𝐻. You dare touch your master? His entitlement was truly pathetic. Our contract is void. I'm no longer your bodyguard survivor, and you're just a target. He shoved the man aside with overwhelming strength, sending him sprawling against the metal hull. Stay in your place, or you won't make it to the next checkpoint. 𝐓𝐻𝐻 watched, satisfied. Listen, I've had enough of your mouth. His face turned ghost white as he fell into a terrified silence. Amidst the heavy tension, the truck door creaked open, drawing every eye toward the dark opening. 𝐷𝐀's expression turned grim as he made the announcement. The road ahead is completely destroyed. The vehicle is useless now. We move on foot. Everyone, take your share of the remaining rations. I exhaled in relief, thankful my rice and noodles were safe inside my hidden storage space. 𝐔𝐍𝐿 bolted upright, his reaction explosive. What? Walking? You've got to be joking right now. 𝐷𝐀 panicked, right along with him. This is impossible. What if those zombies jump us out here? He scanned the others for support, but they were already silently packing their gear for the journey. 𝐔𝐍𝐿 barked in frustration. Why is no one protesting? This is nothing but a suicide mission. 𝐷𝐀 remained indifferent to the outburst. This is our reality. Stay behind if you're that scared. As he spoke, 𝐓𝐑𝐀 hoisted a heavy backpack and leaped from the truck onto the asphalt. Good luck then. 𝐷𝐀 clung to 𝐔𝐍𝐿's arm, trembling. 𝐔𝐍𝐿's jaw tightened as he scanned the shadows. Eventually, he followed. What else can we do? Move out. The two scrambled to catch up with 𝐷𝐀's group. Hey, wait for us. After what felt like an eternity, 𝐷𝐀's group finally breached the outskirts of a derelict city. Rows of abandoned shops lined the streets. The entire district felt like a hollow, silent ghost town. 𝐷𝐁's ears twitched as he focused his senses on every tiny vibration in the air. Leading the way, he whispered a sharp warning. Stay alert. These shops are crawling with monsters. The group of 7 moved like shadows, trying their best to remain invisible to the hunters. 𝐷𝐿 and 𝐓𝐑𝐀 scouted the front while the others stayed locked in a tight formation. Deep within the narrow alleys, the undead were hunched over. The gruesome sight shattered 𝐷𝐁's composure. Honey, I'm terrified. I really need to go. 𝐔𝐍𝐿 hissed back, his face pale. Go, if you aren't afraid of them, or just wet yourself. She continued to whine, her voice trembling. But I'm serious. I can't hold it in much longer. 𝐔𝐍𝐿 snapped under the pressure. Shut up. You're making me need to go now to... In his distraction, his foot crushed an empty tin can. He froze, his heart stopping mid-beat. The sudden metallic clatter rang out like a bell, forcing the entire group to look back. The shambling corpses wandering the streets suddenly stopped and turned toward the source of the noise. Every member of the team stood paralyzed, praying for the silence to return to the city. Don't move, 𝐷𝐁 breathed. Suddenly, a warm liquid began staining 𝐷𝐁's legs in terror. The liquid dripped slowly onto the pavement, the sound echoing in the suffocating silence of the alley. The monster's nostrils flared as they caught the scent of fresh life. They began to hunt. 𝐷𝐁's lips turned blue as a violent tremor took over her entire body. I'm sorry, she screamed. The apology acted as a dinner bell, and the monsters charged at them. Their rotting jaws unhinged in anticipation, ready to tear through human flesh and bone. Run, 𝐷𝐁 roared. 𝐷𝐁 immediately grabbed the women and bolted in the opposite direction. Over here. 𝐷𝐁 swung his heavy axe, cleaving through a skull before kicking another beast back. Nearby, 𝐓𝐑𝐀 calmly attached a makeshift silencer to his handgun with practiced ease. His brow furrowed as he pulled the trigger. Thwip! Precise headshots dropped the monsters one by one. 𝐷𝐁 looked over, visibly impressed. You actually have a silencer for that thing? 𝐓𝐑𝐀 kept his eyes on the targets. It's just aluminum and a little bit of ingenuity. Professional bodyguards are trained for this. We know how to evolve our gear on the fly. 𝐷𝐁 smirked. Having you on the team was the right call. We'll build an armory later. After clearing the immediate threat, 𝐷𝐁 signaled the group and dove back into the chaos. As 𝐷𝐁's group sprinted forward, A massive horde of undead suddenly blocked their only escape route. Asher recoiled in shock. Damn it! The zombie horde is growing. Trapped between a rock and a hard place, Leo caught up. To the 4S shop. It's a safe zone. Relief washed over Asher's face. Leo, you finally made it. Mid-chaos, Nate lunged, ripping the supply pack right off Crystal's back. He slammed her to the pavement and fled inside with Jace. Crystal, you okay? She winced, clutching her crimson swollen ankle. It's a bad sprain. Damn it, Asher hissed, his knuckles white with rage. That low-life coward. Wordlessly, Leo stepped forward and swept Crystal into his arms. Inside, what the hell are you doing? Ivy screamed. Nate sneered through the glass. Thought you guys were top-tier hunters. Stop hiding, go be heroes, and die out there. He waved the stolen loot, mockingly. I've got the supplies and the cars. You're just dead weight now. He laughed. You trash. Without this apocalypse, you wouldn't even be worthy of carrying my bags. His expression twisted into a mask of pure, sadistic glee. Die already, Asher roared, drawing his blade. I'll gut that son of a... Before he could swing, a barrel leveled beside him. Out of the way. The traders froze. Without blinking, 2 rounds asterisk, bang bang. The bullet sparked off the reinforced glass. Nate's face went white as he stared down the barrel. He was absolutely terrified. Then he cackled again. Try it. Come in, if you have the guts. Leo narrowed his eyes. Don't waste the ammo. It's high-grade bulletproof glass. Behind them, Ivy's scream pierced the air. The horde! They're closing in. Leo's gaze turned icy. Pray we never meet again, Nate. I'll make sure you die, screaming. He spun around, his decision made instantly. Carrying Crystal, he signaled the group. They bolted toward a nearby cafe. Once they slammed into the safety of the dark shop, barricade the entrance, Leo barked. They scrambled, piling furniture against the door. Leo gently lowered Crystal onto a worn-out sofa. Ivy gasped, seeing the inflammation. Crystal, your ankle is huge. It's splotchy and red. Crystal forced a smile to comfort her. It's just a sprain. Ivy wasn't buying it. Look at that swelling. It could be a fracture or internal bleeding. Leo knelt, his brow furrowed. This is going to hurt. Stay still. Crystal's face went white. She hissed through clenched teeth. It hurts. Ligament damage, I'll find meds. Suddenly, her hand gripped his sleeve, stopping him. Don't leave, she pleaded, her eyes sharp, despite the pain. The horde is outside. We need our leader here, not dead in the streets. Leo hesitated. But your injury... Crystal just gave him a brave, defiant smirk. Don't underestimate an office girl's grit. Leo. These ankles survived years of high heels. I can handle a little sprain. She met his gaze firmly. Just let me rest. I'll be fine. Lael finally sighed. Fine. Tell me if it gets worse. Crystal nodded. Outside, a pale moon hung over the silent, dying world. Suddenly, Ivy's panicked voice shattered the silence. Wake up. Something's wrong. Crystal ... She's burning up. Leo's heart stopped. He bolted upright instantly. He sprinted to her side. Her forehead was scorching. The awakening had begun. Thien Loi's gaze sharpened on Bang Nan's leg. The infection was spreading rapidly. A septic fever had taken hold. She murmured deliriously, "I'm fine. Just need some sleep." Thien Loi's expression hardened. "What then? Your stubbornness is a liability. If you'd followed my lead this morning, we wouldn't be in this hell." Ending the argument, he turned to Vu Hin. "I'm going out to scavenge for medicine." Vu Hin glared at his retreating figure, her voice dripping with resentment. "She's dying of fever, and you're still acting like a tyrant. A little compassion wouldn't kill you." Bang Nan remained silent in her misery. Outside, the desolate city loomed like a concrete graveyard. Shadowing the walls, Thien Loi reached the pharmacy across the street. He slipped inside, his eyes scanning the shelves for Haita loot. Painkillers, ... Fever reducers. These are essential survival items for the guild. Suddenly, his survival instinct flared. A presence was lurking in the dark. 2 evolved undead emerged, veins bulging and eyes glowing with a predatory hunger. Thien Loi gritted his teeth. Red eyes. These weren't ordinary degenerates, they were mutated variants. The monsters let out a guttural, twisted cackle, their bloodlust practically vibrating in the air. He tightened his grip on his heavy hammer, waiting for the perfect window to strike. Meanwhile, at the hideout, Bang Nan's condition worsened. Vu Hin leaned in, panic rising. "Sister Bang Nan, tell me what you need." "Water, ... Double quotes. "I'm burning up." Vu Hin frantically tore through their bags, but her heart sank as she realized the truth. "That bastard Lai Nizion. He stole our entire water supply when he betrayed us." She desperately twisted the faucet, praying for even a single drop to emerge. Nothing. She slammed her fist against the sink. In a fit of helpless rage, with the others resting, she realized they were trapped in a survival crisis without a drop to drink. An idea sparked 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒𝐿. "Get over here, now." 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒𝐿 jolted awake, blinking in the dim light of the safe zone. "I have to guard the entrance," he argued, as she dragged him away by the ear. She pulled him into a private corner, the weight of their situation heavy between them. "What's the emergency?" he asked, rubbing his sore ear. "The water is gone. Every drop was looted by that coward Lai's faction. Bang Nan won't survive the night without hydration. You need to go out and find some..." 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒𝐿's jaw dropped. "But the captain ordered me to hold this position. If I leave and a horde breaches the gate, Vu Hin can't protect you all alone." Vu Hin snapped. "Are you a hunter or just a mindless shadow? Think for yourself." 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒𝐿 stood there, looking completely lost in the face of her intensity. Thien Loi is the leader, but he can't carry this entire guild on his back forever. She pressed her advantage. "We have new members now. The team is evolving. What happens if the captain falls? Who's going to make the hard calls then?" 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒𝐿 remained silent, the gravity of her words slowly sinking into his mind. "Listen, you idiot. You're the vice captain. Act like it. When the leader is gone, the mantle falls to you. This is your quest. Prove you can handle a mission on your own. Prove you're not just a follower." Despite his hesitation, she shoved him toward the exit, cutting off any further excuses. "I've seen you slay monsters. I have faith. Vu Hin will cover the base." As he disappeared into the night, she whispered, "Do this for the captain." He'll recognize your strength. Meanwhile, on the other side, by the pharmacy, 2 mutant zombies lay unconscious on the ground. Tianlei massaged his hammer arm, feeling much lighter than during his last zombie encounter. At this rate, he would level up again soon. He reached into their heads and retrieved 2 white crystals. Tianlei looked at the ring on his finger and asked, "System bro, I found 2 more crystals. Can I finally exchange them for a weapon?" The system replied that same-tier crystals only unlock same-tier exchange systems. Since he already used white crystals, they could not be used for that unlock again. Tianlei asked in disbelief, "You mean I killed these mutant zombies for nothing?" The system explained that was not the case. While he could not unlock higher exchanges yet, he could trade them for attributes like experience points, strength, defense, and recovery. These were crucial for his future survival. After hearing this, Tianlei sighed. He rubbed his chin, beginning to deliberate. What should he choose? Defense and agility were not urgent yet, and these meds could handle his recovery needs. Finally, Tianlei snapped his fingers. Convert all these crystals into strength. His ring flashed as the system confirmed the exchange, increasing his strength by 2 points. The 2 crystals emitted a white light that surged directly into Tianlei. A blinding glare erupted. After a moment, Tianlei checked his body. "You are not scamming me, are you?" The system firmly replied, "As a system, I cannot lie. If you doubt me, find something to test it on." He looked around, wondering what to use. Suddenly, a smirk played on Tianlei's lips. "Found it." Holding his weapon, he stood before the forest dealership where 𝐔𝐍𝐿 had trapped them. Tianlei's eyes turned murderous. "Let's see if you are tougher than Zhao Tianlei's hammer." He gripped the handle with all his might. Then, his sharp iron hammer swung forward with explosive force. Instantly, the glass doors shattered into 1,000,000 pieces. Inside, Tuet-Yen and 𝐔𝐍𝐿 were startled mid-mill. What was that sound? On Tianlei's end, he watched the glass shards fly, thinking. Impressive. Just 2 points and die, pulverized glass that even bullets could not dent. This strength stat was no joke. A voice boomed through the shop, terrifying the man inside. 𝐔𝐍𝐿, Tianlei said. Nowhere to run this time. Suddenly, a sound from outside caught his attention. Tires screeched as they gained traction. Tianlei reacted instantly, sprinting out and shouting at the car. 𝐔𝐍𝐿, stop. The man behind the wheel glanced back with a smug. Only a fool stays. Catch me if you can. The red car sped away. Tianlei chased desperately, his breath coming in heavy gasps. Gritting his teeth, Tianlei tightened his grip and hurled his hammer high. The sharp blade flashed and slammed into the ground, missing the wheels by millimeters. Ultimately, the car sped off into the distance, completely unobstructed. Tianlei hunched over, panting heavily while cursing. Damn it, so close. Next time, I am picking a Elsewhere, the bright moon hung behind the city's towering skyscrapers in the dark sky. Suyang wandered the empty, desolate streets, alone. He sighed to himself. What kind of shopping street is this? No supermarkets, no water. Where do I look? Hiding behind a wall, he spotted a restaurant with a red sign across the street. He rubbed his chin with a smile. A seafood street. They must have plenty of water tanks. Opening the glass door, Suyang stepped inside. He saw rows of blue plastic tanks lined up neatly. Su Yang joyfully opened a lid. Perfect. So much clean water. He cupped his hands, desperately drinking from the tank. Pure salt, he spat it out, realizing it was seawater. Suddenly, a shadow loomed. A man stood behind him, clutching a heavy club. Before he could react, a blunt strike crushed his back. Everything went dark. He awoke to a woman's terrified gaze. "Asa, no. The humiliated." The husband snapped. "Shut up. Regret won't save us now." Nearby, two brats fought over his blade. "This loot is mine." "You already have a weapon." "This one belongs to me." "You call that junk a weapon? This blade is top tier." 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒𝐄 stirred. "Quiet." The prisoner is waking up. 4 pairs of eyes locked onto him. "Who the hell are you?" "Forgive us, kid. We thought you were a mindless monster. Just a tragic misunderstanding." He remained calm. "Then cut these ropes." Immediately. The man hissed, "Wait. How do we know he's not infected?" The son agreed. "Exactly. He looks like a ticking time bomb. Look at him. He's definitely hiding a dark trait." "Kill him." The mother trembled. "Then what should we do with him?" The eldest son sneered, "Execute him. It's the safest path." 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒𝐄 laughed. "Barely a man, yet already a murderer? You think that scrap metal makes you a hunter, kid?" Enraged, the boy snatched the blade and lunged forward. "Stop. Die high. Don't do it." He ignored them, swinging the sharp steel with murderous intent. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒𝐄 smirked. Everything was going according to his plan. A snap kick sent the boy flying. The blade spun wildly. The edge sliced his bonds with surgical precision. He was free. He caught his weapon, the cold steel humming in his hand. "You wanted me dead, here's your chance. Come get some." The brat trembled, scurrying behind his father like a coward. "Back off. We have the numbers. You can't win." 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒𝐄 mocked him. 4 against 1? My, how terrifying. With a flash of light, his blade cleaved through solid wood. "Just warming up. Now, who wants to go first?" The mother clutched her husband, her voice shaking with fear. "Please, he's just a child. We were only trying to survive." He sat down, cold eyes piercing them. "Is this your guild?" "No, we were just celebrating a birthday when the apocalypse began." The degenerates. They were everywhere. Biting, killing, transforming, ... We followed the screams and found this empty store. Tell us ... Is it safe outside? A dozen of them are still clawing at the front door. Liar, you'd be dead if there were that many. Don't listen that. He's just trying to scare us. Su Yang raised an eyebrow, mocking their disbelief. You think that's impressive? I've slaughtered dozens of zombies just getting here. But my boss? He's a 𝐔𝐍𝐒 hunter. Since escaping the academy, his kill count is nearly triple digits. The room went silent as 𝐔𝐍𝐒's family froze, processing the sheer scale of that power. Suddenly, the brothers burst into laughter. Too much gaming, kid? You actually think you're some high-ranking king? If your leader killed 100 monsters, then I'm the damn Messiah reborn. Shut your mouths, 𝐔𝐍𝐒 barked, silencing his sons. He stepped toward Su. Young man, I believe you. His eldest son Dai grabbed his arm in total confusion. The Trade Academy is miles away, the father whispered. Surviving that trek requires skills far beyond normal humans. He looked Su Yang dead in the eye. I was reckless to attack you. For that, I'm truly sorry. His gaze dropped to the floor, voice trembling. I have a request. If you got in, you know the way out. Please, ... take us with you. Su Yang's eyes widened, caught off guard by the desperate plea. His wife, Shu Fen, gasped. Husband. Stepping outside is a guaranteed death sentence. The sons joined the rebellion, screaming that they'd rather die in hiding than face the horde outside. You're all blinded by fear. Zhang He roared, his voice echoing through the cramped space. You fear death outside, but do you think we're living in here? He began a cold analysis of their fate. We've survived on frozen scraps for days. What happens when the freezer finally goes empty? He pointed a trembling finger at Su Yang. Out there is the only path to a future. This man is our sole awakening quest. Stay here, and we simply wait to rot and starve. Silence fell as the brothers lowered their heads. Shu Fen's expression shifted from terror to grim resolve. You're right, I'll follow your lead. She turned to Su Yang, her pride replaced by desperation. Save our sons, I beg you. Leave us if you must, but these boys are our family's last hope. After a long silence, Su Yang finally spoke, his voice cold and professional. I'll escort you, he stated firmly. But first, answer one question. Zhang He nodded eagerly. Shu Fen leaned in, ready to offer anything. Su Yang asked directly, where can I find clean water? Over here? Zhao Hai rushed forward. Meanwhile, at the temporary safe zone in the cafe, Bing Nian down to the meds Tian Lei had scavenged. Beside her, Wu Hin paced, her anxiety peaking. Where is he? What if he didn't make it? Tian Lei glanced up, his voice laced with sharp sarcasm. If you cared that much, you shouldn't have let him leave. Worrying now is just useless regret. Wu Hin's face drained of color as she looked away in shame. Tian Lei softened his gaze slightly. Relax, I know his stats. Unless he hits a mutated boss, he won't go down that is. Wu Hin headed for the door to keep watch. Silence returned as Tian Lei tended to Bing Nian's injury. Minutes crawled by like hours until both spoke simultaneously. They both froze, eyes meeting in a moment of unexpected. I went too far last night, Tian Lei muttered. Don't take it to heart. No, you were right to be angry, Bing Nian whispered. I overestimated my own power level. I just didn't want to be a burden, but I ended up making everything worse. Tian Lei gave a stern nod. Just don't push yourself past your limits again. Bing Nian looked down, her voice small and curious. Tell me ... do men only like the damsel in distress type? Is being strong a turnoff? Tian Lei continued massaging her ankle, unfazed. Not necessarily. Everyone has their own unique traits. Then what about Shen Xinyu? She pressed. Is she the gentle type or the warrior type? A rare, soft smile touched Tian Lei's lips, a category all her own. A faint flush crept onto his face. Even without words, she has this magnetic aura. You just want to fight for her. When he looked back at Bing Nian, he found her scowling, her mood clearly having soured. Confused, he stammered. Hey, don't look at me like that. You're the one who asked. Bing-yan teased him, pushing his shoulder lightly. Was that too blunt? You're blushing just mentioning her. Is she really that perfect? As Tianlei shifted, a pair of hidden sneakers tumbled from behind his back. Bing-yan's hand darted toward them instantly. Her eyes widened, staring at the athletic shoes in disbelief. What in the world is this? She examined the gift, her voice softening with curiosity. These are women's trainers. Where did you even find these? I passed a sporting goods store on the way back, Tianlei explained calmly. Heels aren't practical for survival. Bing-yan flushed, a small smile blooming. Suddenly, she grabbed Tianlei's collar, pulling him in. Their faces were inches apart, the tension thickening. Bing-yan made her declaration. Zhao Tianlei, do you truly believe me? One day, I'll make you forget her. I'll be the only girl in your heart. Outside, the cafe remained shrouded in silent, heavy darkness. Yushin burst in, followed by Hu Yang hauling a massive water jug. She announced their success with a cheer. Sister Bing-yan, Yang Yang is back, and he's brought enough water for everyone. Caught in an intimate moment, Tianlei and Bing-yan jumped back. Yushin smirked, spinning around instantly. Oops, we saw nothing. Hu Yang played along, waving his hands frantically. Total darkness. We saw zero. Absolutely nothing. Carry on with your business. Bing-yan hissed, an embarrassed scolding. Tianlei just laughed, clapping a hand on Hu Yang's shoulder. Your first solo mission, Hal? Was it any trouble out there? Hu Yang tilted his head, lucky enough to dodge the zombies, but honestly, it's way more terrifying without you at my side. His expression turned serious. Brother Lei. Can we talk outside for a second? Tianlei watched him, silent and questioning. Inside the dimly lit cafe, the group's temporary sanctuary remained eerily quiet. Save for the flickering shadows. A man named Jiang Ha approached with his family. So, you're the famous Zhao Tianlei. He began the introductions. I'm Li Jiang Ha. This is my wife, Shu Fen, and our sons, Dai Hai and Zhao Hai. Hu Yang told us everything, facing those monsters with such courage. You guys are legendary. Shu Fen chimed in with gratitude. Thank you for taking us in. We were lost before we found your group. If it wasn't for you, I don't know what we'd do. You're truly good people. Hu Yang waved her off, his voice stern. Don't thank us yet. I only promised to get you out. Whether your stay is up to Brother Lei. Suddenly, a mocking voice cut through the air, drawing Tianlei's cold gaze. You killed 100 zombies. Dai Hai sneered, unimpressed. You don't look like anything special to me. Probably just blowing smoke to act like the boss. Shu Fen gasped, horrified by her son's arrogance. Ignoring the tension, the boys spotted a backpack across the room. Actual bread. Salivating, they lunged toward the bag. I'm gonna puke if I eat another raw fish. Finally, some real food. Before Zhao Hai could touch it, a hatchet whistled through the air, pinning the backpack to the wall, the blade buried deep into the wood. The bag hung there, swaying. Zhao Hai froze, cold sweat pouring down his face. Tianlei's eyes were daggers, his face a mask of fury. Terrified, the boy scrambled behind his parents. Dad, Mum, he tried to kill me. He swung at me. Jiang He's eyes went wide. I'm so sorry. They're just kids. They don't know any better. Please, don't hold it against them. If they weren't kids, Tianlei warned, his voice like ice. He sat down, crossing his arms with chilling indifference. You want in? Fine. But tell me, what do you bring to the table? Jinghe blinked, confused by the sudden interrogation. Bring to the table? What do you mean? Yu Hin, Bing Yan, and Yu Xin stepped forward, flanking their leader like a wall of steel. In this world, everyone earns their keep, Yu Xin explained. Tianlei is our captain. He leads. Yongyang is our muscle. Yu Hin is a master marksman. Bing Yan and I handle logistics. So tell us, are you just here to be dead weight? Zhang He thumped his chest desperately. I can drive. I was a pro driver for years. I'm useful, I swear. Xu Fen raised her hand timidly. I'm actually quite good at it. Yu Xin nodded thoughtfully. A cook would be a massive upgrade. We can't survive on hot pot forever. Yu Hin agreed. I say, let them stay. Driving eats up combat stamina. We need a dedicated pilot. Sensing an opening, Xu Fen began to plead their case even harder. Exactly. Look, we're all high achievers here. You can't do everything alone. Let us stay and help. Lei's gaze shifted to the brothers. What about you two? Besides being overgrown toddlers, what's your worth? Their mother pleaded for them. Don't judge them. They do chores at home. They can handle the grunt work. Finally, Lei rose from his seat, his presence commanding the room as he made his final decision. Fine. But listen carefully. He glared at the brothers. In my group, food is earned. No free rides. If you want to eat, you better prove your value to this team. And do it fast. The two brothers bristled with silent resentment, their pride wounded by his cold words. Asterisk, who does he think he is? They muttered. Lei ignored them, spreading a tactical map before the group. Time to plan our next move. There are two potential routes to reach base area number 6. The first is a direct shortcut, but it's a high-density zone. The second is a long detour, but significantly safer. Which path offers us the best survival rate? Yang spoke up immediately. The shortcut, obviously. The sooner we reach the guild base, the safer we'll be. Besides, our squad is growing. With this many people, a few low-level zombies won't stand a chance. Zhuan disagreed. Numbers don't equal power. Our actual combat strength is low. Only a few can fight. If we get swarmed, we can't protect everyone. I suggest the safer route to avoid a total wipeout. Lei rubbed his chin, pondering the risks. Agreed. I'm siding with the safer path for this journey. He tapped a specific location on the map, outlining their tactical strategy. See this? There are many alleys. If zombies attack, we split up, evade, and then regroup at this waypoint. After hearing the logic, Yang conceded. Fair enough. Safety first? Lei then began finalizing the travel rolls. It's settled then. We move out as soon as Yan's leg is healed enough for the trek. Sometime later, the sun blazed in a clear sky, casting a harsh light over the desolate wasteland. A luxury black SUV sat parked on the main road. Yang stared at it, completely mesmerized. Boss, this ride is incredible. Where'd it come from? Hin gasped. Sitting in this must feel like royalty. It beats a truck, Lei replied. I went back to settle a score with Li, but the coward fled. But I found this beast parked there, so I decided to take it as a little consolation prize. It'll be a tight squeeze with 4 new members, but we'll make it work. He tossed the keys. Uncle he signaled. You're our driver. Janky gripped the keys, his heart racing with excitement. I've never driven anything this high. I'm a bit nervous, but don't worry. I'll handle this beast. The midday sun beat down as the black SUV roared to life, tearing across the asphalt. Inside, he focused intently on the road, navigating their dangerous path ahead. From the back, Hin checked on the patient. Sister Yan, how's your leg feeling? Is the pain fading? The meds are working, she smiled. Meanwhile, the brothers were busy exploring the expensive gadgets around them. Luxury cars are built different. Look at all this tech. One brother pulled out a bottle of wine. Look, high-end. Vintage loot. Let's pop this open and celebrate. The other brother nodded, feeling entitled. Yeah. Hey, old man. Turn up the music. Yang's eyes flared with irritation at their reckless behavior. What are you two doing? Wine, music. You think this is some kind of luxury vacation? Don't you realize the danger we're in? Their mother, Thukvan, quickly stepped in to apologize. I'm so sorry, they're just young and foolish. She then turned to scold her sons harshly. You two, stop causing trouble and sit still. Not another word until we arrive. They obeyed instantly. One brother slumped back, whispering, I just wanted a drink. Why is everyone so tense? So what if they killed some zombies? The other grumbled. They think they're legendary hunters now. I was a king at school. Just wait until I get a chance to show my real power. Juan leaned forward, his brow furrowed. Lei, I think we took a wrong turn somewhere back there. Base 6 isn't this way. Lei smirked, eyes fixed on the road. I'm just borrowing some extra gear. The black wheels came to a slow halt. A new, dangerous quest was about to unfold. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 and the crew stood outside. A sea of degenerates swarmed the station entrance. Staring at the sign, 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 turned to the leader. Brother Lei, why this place? Vu Hin realized it first. Firepower. Thien Lei, our main character, smirked in cold confirmation. Exactly. He analyzed the field. Blades alone won't ensure our survival. How will the weak protect themselves? Simple, they need high-tier ranged items. And the police station is the only armory left. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒's pulse quickened with worry. But it's crawling with monsters. How do we enter? Lei smirked. I'll bait the horde away. Zhao Hai's jaw dropped in shock. You're going out there alone against that massive mob? Dai Hai sneered mockingly. Stop bluffing. There are 50+ zombies. You'll be torn apart instantly. Thien Lei's cold gaze shifted toward the degenerate. Then why don't you come with me? Dai Hai recoiled, his face turning pale. Are you insane? No way. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 glared at him. Then, keep your mouth shut. Vu Hin ignored the coward, focusing on the plan ahead. Brother Lei, we've got your back. But how exactly will you lead them all away? Lei tapped the dashboard. Remember that idea about the loudspeakers? It is showtime. He cranked the volume dial to maximum, blasting ear-piercing noise into the surrounding dead silence. The brothers clutched their ears, screaming. You're crazy. You will attract every monster in the city. Lei popped the sunroof, shouting into the chaos. Hey, over here, come and get me. The undead snapped their heads toward him, charging like a frenzied tide of rotting flesh. Lei leaped from the vehicle, leading the horde away. The team watched him vanish into danger. 𝐓𝐿𝐻𝐿 exhaled in relief. The path is clear. The bait worked perfectly. Let us move. 𝐷𝐻𝐿 hissed under his breath. That psycho is a freak. I hope he gets eaten. 𝐔𝐑𝐀𝐒𝐄 finally snapped. He grabbed 𝐷𝐻𝐿's throat, his eyes burning with a murderous rage. Listen, punk. Insult our leader again, and I'll throw you to the monsters myself. Got it. 𝐷𝐻𝐿 trembled, nodding frantically. The coward had finally learned his place in this new world. Understood, ... double quotes, he whimpered. What is the next move for us, 𝐔𝐑𝐀𝐒𝐿? Lei needs an extraction point. Plus, the healer is still recovering. We need a secure perimeter. New quest. 𝐓𝐿𝐻𝐿 and I breach the station. The rest of you, stay here and wait. 𝐓𝐿𝐻𝐿 pointed at the back. Actually, Auntie Jong, you and the boys are coming with us. The family froze in terror. 𝐔𝐑𝐿 frowned. They will only slow us down. 𝐓𝐿𝐻𝐿 whispered, trust them. If we leave, they will steal the car and abandon us. We cannot leave the girls defenseless against these rats. They move with us, or they leave. 𝐔𝐍𝐒 whimpered, clinging to his mother. Mum, I do not want to go. Shufen pleaded desperately. Please, let the boys stay here. I will go in their place. 𝐓𝐿𝐻𝐿's voice was like ice. Either you move, or you are kicked out of the guild. 𝐷𝐻𝐿's ego flared. Fine, we are not cowards. Let us go, 𝐔𝐍𝐒, who is afraid. Minutes later, the 5-man squad breached the interior. 𝐔𝐑𝐿 called out into the eerie void. The halls were deathly silent. Empty, it looks like everyone fled during the initial outbreak. 𝐓𝐿𝐻𝐿 scanned the clean area. No blood, no signs of a struggle. This is very strange. Suddenly, 𝐔𝐍𝐒 pointed toward a heavy steel door. The armory. The brothers rushed inside, mesmerized by the rows of deadly steel on the walls. 𝐔𝐍𝐒 grabbed a long rifle. Is this an AK? This is legendary. So cool. Freeze. Hands where I can see them. A booming voice commanded. Armed police officers suddenly appeared. Drop the weapons immediately, or we will give you a taste of your own medicine. 𝐔𝐑𝐿 raised his hands, facing the barrels. Wait. Don't shoot. This is all a misunderstanding. We are just survivors, looking for help. We had no idea this place was still occupied. Lu Peng's face hardened, his eyes narrowing. How do we know you haven't been infected by those zombies already? Hands behind your heads. We're doing a full sweep. At his command, the lackeys closed in to strip them of their gear. Don't move. Thukfan glared at the guard, reaching for her. Surely, a woman my age doesn't need this treatment. The man sneered, his voice dripping with disdain. You're old enough to be my mother. Trust me, nobody wants to touch you. They were forced to turn. One thug snatched Su Yang's blade, while another discovered the hidden firearm on 𝐓𝐿𝐻𝐿. He's packing heat. 𝐓𝐻𝐿 tilted his head, calmly explaining, I'm a bodyguard. That weapon belongs to me. The lackey handed it to Lu Peng. Director, search complete. No visible bite marks or scratches. They seem clean for now. Lu Peng clasped his hands behind his back, his tone turning authoritative. Don't you know unauthorized possession of a firearm is a serious crime? Confiscate it. Lu Peng stepped forward. Who are you people? With the streets crawling with those things, how did you even get inside? Su Yang answered honestly, hoping for cooperation. We're students and staff from the 𝐔𝐍𝐒𝐄 Vocational Academy. We're heading to Base 6 to request reinforcements. He detailed their journey, explaining they had stopped hoping to find survivors. We were looking for supplies and ammunition. As for the horde outside, our leader is currently leading them away to clear the path. Lu Peng's eyes widened, a predatory glint appearing. So ... That means your vehicle is waiting just outside. That's right, Su Yang confirmed. Suddenly, Lu Peng's cold mask shattered into a wide, welcoming smile. Well, that changes everything. He moved to shake Su Yang's hand with newfound warmth. I am Ma Lu Peng, the director of this precinct. In these dark times, one can't be too careful. Forgive the rough welcome. We've all been on edge lately. Su Yang blinked, caught off guard by the sudden shift. We understand. He glanced at the survivors huddled in the shadows. But a facility this large, and there are only a few of you left. Lu Peng closed his eyes, feigning a look of deep sorrow. We started with dozens of brave officers. When the outbreak began, we sent them all out into the chaos. We didn't realize how lethal those monsters were. My brothers in arms were slaughtered. Now, only 10 of us remain. Our last patrol car ran dry. Without fuel, we've been trapped in this tomb for days. Dai Hai didn't buy the sob story. He scoffed, his eyes filled with suspicion. Don't give us that tragic act. You're not helpless civilians. You have the guns and the walls. Why, aren't you out there fighting? Let's call it what it is. Cowardice. You call yourselves police? You're just hiding while people die. Are you really the ones the people are supposed to trust? Lu Peng's face darkened, his jaw tightening in silent rage. Thuc Fan rushed forward, grabbing her son's arm to silence his dangerous tongue. From the back, Vu Hin watched Lu Peng's reaction like a hawk. After a tense silence, we never wanted to hide. We tried to break out, but we have high-profile prisoners locked in the cells. They refuse to cooperate, but we can't just leave them here to rot or be eaten. Our duty wouldn't allow it. So we stayed, praying for a rescue team that never came until you arrived. Su Yang, moved by the lie, looked at him with admiration. To protect even prisoners in this hell, you truly are a man of honor. Director. Lu Peng bowed his head with false humility. As an officer of the law, it is simply my burden to bear. But perhaps your arrival is fate. If you could share some fuel, we could finally evacuate everyone, prisoners included. Lu Peng leaned in, his tone suggesting a partnership. You mentioned Base 6. Would you allow us to join your convoy? Without a second thought, Su Yang nodded eagerly. Of course, why wouldn't we? With your manpower and weaponry, you'd be a massive asset to our group. Brother Loy will definitely agree. Follow me. We should move fast. But Lu Peng raised a hand, stopping him in his tracks. Wait. There are sensitive documents and classified files we cannot leave behind. I need a moment to secure them. He gestured toward a side hall with a hospitable wave. You all look exhausted from your journey. Go. We have some rations inside. Have a seat, get some food in your bellies, and once we've packed the we'll head out together. At the mention of a meal, Tu Hai's eyes lit up. Real food, I'm starving. Su Yang hesitated for a heartbeat. I suppose a quick break won't hurt. He finally agreed, though his eyes remained serious. But please, make it fast. Every second counts. If that horde doubles back before we're gone, we're all dead meat. You have my word, Liu Peng promised, turning to lead the way. This way, please. Let us show you our hospitality. Wu Hin broke the silence, his voice cold. Chief Ma, isn't it time you returned our gear? Luke Bang froze, blindsided by the demand. He forced a jagged laugh, his mind racing for a lie. Young man, this silencer ... Did you craft it? It's crude, dangerous. It could backfire and burn you. I have a professional kit. Let me swap it for you. Wu Hin kept his hand outstretched, unmoving. Thanks, but no. Wu Hin's eyes narrowed. It fits my hand perfectly. Luke Bang's composure began to crumble. Die Hai barked out, drop it already. Are you seriously picking a fight now? They're loaded with guns. Why? Would they steal your scrap metal? Huck Duang added, trying to play peacemaker. Exactly. The chief is just looking out for you. Wu Hin exhaled, closing his eyes as he... Fine. They descended into the depths, where heavy iron bars began to replace the office walls. Luke Bang's thugs flanked them, marching the group past row after row of lightless holding cells. Wu Hin scanned the shadows. Beside him, Xiao Hai whispered, I thought we were here to rest. Huck Duang's anxiety spiked. Officer, how much further? This doesn't look like a guest wing. The lead thug stopped dead and spun around. He kicked open a rusted cell door. Before anyone could react, the entire group was shoved violently into the cramped, filth-ridden cage. The iron gate slammed shut, the lock clicking like a death sentence. Huck Duong roared, What is this? A rifle barrel poked through the bars, aimed at his skull. The thug smirked, tilting his chin. Sit down and shut up, or I'll feed you a lead breakfast. Fuck Fan trembled, clutching the bars. Officer, there's a mistake. Why are we locked up? The thug answered with a brutal kick to her chest. Shut up, old hag. You're giving me a headache. Xiao Hai lunged forward to catch her falling body. Mum. Dai Hai's eyes turned bloodshot. I'll kill you for touching her. Get down! Wu Hin screamed. A muzzle flashed, a bullet tore through the air at lethal speeds. Wu Hin tackled Dai Hai just in time. The round whistled past, leaving Dai Hai shaking on the floor. Wu Hin glared at the shooter. The man's face was a mask of stone, his finger back on the trigger. Huck Duong gnashed his teeth in a futile rage. This is insane. I demand to see Chief Ma. Chief Ma. The thug spat the title back with a mocking, jagged grin. Chief Ma? The guards erupted in laughter. You won't see the chief. You'll see the king of hell instead. Enjoy your stay, they jeered, turning their backs as they vanished into the dark corridor. Huck Duong rattled the bars until his knuckles bled. Suddenly, a voice drifted from the neighboring cell. Save your breath. You could scream until your throat bleeds. They stopped being human long ago. There is no Chief Ma. They aren't cops, they're death row inmates who took over this hellhole. Huck Duong froze, staring at the scarred man in the shadows. Who are you? How do you know? The man looked up, his face a map of jagged scars. My name is the Chenfen. I'm the only real cop left. Outside, a pair of binoculars focused on Thien Loy's black SUV. Luke Bang chuckled, licking his lips. Look at that beast. That thing is a rolling gold mine of supplies. He spotted Vuhin and Bang Na inside. A luxury ride and beautiful women. Truly a feast for a king. Two henchmen approached from behind. Lord Ma, the guests are processed and tucked away. The second thug frowned. Why keep them alive, especially those two brats? We should just end them. Luke Bang lowered the optics, scowling. Idiot! This fortress is strong, but our food won't last forever. When the shelves go bare, who do you think is going out to scavenge in the wasteland? We need dogs to do our dirty work. The first thug blinked, confused. So ... What about base 6? The second asked. Luke Bang turned, his eyes gleaming with dark ambition. Base 6, and live under government boots again. Following their pathetic laws and regulations, if they find out who we really are, what do you think happens next? We'd rot in a cell again. How is that any different from the world before the fall? He grinned, like a predator. We're the villains. A world without rules. That's our true kingdom. Master Ma is right. Rations, water, and women are here. Why leave this paradise? His lackey agreed. As long as Rank Summoning zombies stay out, this is our sanctuary. Luke Bang stepped forward. Grab the supplies and beauties before the horde returns. Boss Ma will host a feast. The men followed, blinded by greed. Elsewhere, the sun scorched the asphalt. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 was drenched in sweat. He caught his breath, facing a massive horde of stiff, lumbering corpses. You bastards are persistent. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 counted 35 potential loot drops. The zombies roared fiercely. This isn't a horde, it's a treasure warehouse. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 swung his hammer with deadly interest. Since you're eager to offer your heads for experience, I'll mercifully accept. Suddenly, the aggressive monsters froze. In a panic, they turned and fled. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 stood stunned. Hey! Why are you all running away? They seemed terrified. Has my hidden power reached a level that scares them? He sensed a blur behind him. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 spun, countering the ambush. The shadow dodged, a long-tongued monstrosity clinging to a utility pole. What the hell is that? The system interface flickered to life. Tier 2 Evolved Zombie. A special mutation with lethal traits. Data streamed insane reflexes, explosive speed, blind but possesses godlike hearing. Its hearing is sharp and hypersensitive. No sound escapes it. It predicts its prey's move in a split second. Muscle analysis complete. Those claws can tear through solid reinforced concrete. The most dangerous weapon is its flexible tongue whip of destruction. It pierces stone and secretes toxic mucus. Escape chance is 0%. The Great Spirit's voice echoed. This beast has a terrifying regeneration trait. Unless you land a fatal blow, combat power equals 100 zombies. Analyses complete. Good luck. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 yelled at the fading interface. Get back here right now. Is this thing invincible? The system replied. Same weakness. I know that, 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 snapped. Give me a combat strategy. The system countered. Success depends entirely on the hosts. I gave you wings, I won't teach you to fly. System log off. My protocols are finished. Your fate is in your own hands. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 glared at the beast. I'm giving this system a 1-star review. He lunged backward, dodging a swipe. The glutton relentlessly pressed its attack. It moved like a blur, flickering with supernatural momentum. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 gritted his teeth. What snack-like movement is this? Too fast. He swung at an afterimage, realizing the beast was already behind him. Unscathed, the monster lashed out its grotesque elongated tongue. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒𝐿 backflipped to evade. He landed, eyes scanning for the next strike. In a flash, the slime-covered tongue coiled around him like a python. The impact sent his hammer flying. He was hoisted up, completely immobilized. He grimaced, straining against the monster's iron-tight grip. The glutton retracted its tongue, pulling 𝐓𝐶𝐿 toward its needle-toothed maw. Think 𝐓𝐶𝐿 calculated. Its weakness is the forehead. No way out, I'm going in. He roared, launching a knee strike at its face. The glutton took a heavy hit, its tongue snapping back as it released 𝐓𝐶𝐿. Dropping to one knee, he smirked. Close call. Good thing I've got long legs. Suddenly, the beast froze, its maw gaping in pure, primal terror. It sensed a greater threat, spinning around and vanishing into the ruins at a frantic pace. 𝐓𝐶𝐿 watched the monster flee toward the precinct. If that thing reached the station, his friends were as good as dead. Meanwhile, inside the station's cold holding cells, 𝐔𝐑𝐄𝐒 and Vu Hin remained trapped in the shadows. Then Phong finally broke the silence. That Chief Ma. He is Ma Luke Bang, a notorious underworld kingpin? Every officer you met out there is just a common thug in a stolen uniform. These degenerates were the city's worst scum. My team bled to put them behind bars before the world fell apart. He continued. When the outbreak began, most real officers died, holding the line. They were overrun in minutes. The few of us left received immediate orders to evacuate the area. Criminals or not, they deserved a trial. We could not just leave them to rot, so we took them. But the moment we opened those cell doors, they lunged like starving wolves. Then Fong's fists trembled with rage. We were careless. They stole our sidearms and slaughtered 2 of my brothers on the spot. Vu Hin sighed. I knew they felt off. That thick bloodlust they radiated. No cop carries himself like that. Dai Hai snapped. Why keep quiet then? He turned to 𝐔𝐑𝐿. I kept winking at you, but you totally ignored me. 𝐔𝐑𝐿 blinked in confusion. Wait. Vu Hin narrowed his eyes. If they killed your team, why keep you alive? Isn't a witness just a liability? Then Phong exhaled slowly. Ma Luke Bang is a brute, but he is not stupid. He is methodical. The precinct is a fortress. Many sectors require fingerprint scans or iris recognition to enter. I am his only key. He then revealed the syndicate's true, sickening objective for this hideout. They lure survivors in with false hope. Once inside, they strip them of everything and lock them away like cattle. The men are used as slaves. The women. Then Phong smashed his fist against the floor. Damn it, I should have just shot them while I had the chance. Suddenly, a sharp curse echoed through the cell. Those bastards are rotten to the core. 𝐔𝐑𝐿's expression hardened as he looked at the officer. Don't lose hope. We might have walked into a trap, but our boss is still out there. He is no ordinary man. He will tear this place down to save us. Then Phong looked skeptical. Are you serious? 𝐔𝐑𝐿 rolled up his sleeves. Absolutely. We will line them up for you to take your revenge. Suddenly, Tiu Hai cried out in panic. Mom, what is wrong? Are you hurt? Duck Fan's face was deathly pale as she clutched her stomach. It hurts. I think something ruptured inside. 𝐔𝐑𝐿 rushed over, his voice filled with concern. Aunt Zhong, Let me check. I know some first aid. She looked up, her eyes glazed with pain. I do not think I am going to make it. My life doesn't matter, but please, ... Save my boys. Get them out of this hell. Dai-Hai began to tremble, shouting in denial. Mom, stop it, don't talk like that. Thuk-fan turned her tearful gaze. You boys are everything to us. I wanted to see you marry, but my journey ends here. Tears streamed down her face as she struggled to voice her final wishes. Be good. Listen to your father. Promise me. The boys sobbed, calling her name frantically. Vu-Hin lowered his head in somber silence. Hak-Duang frowned, checking her pulse, before letting out a long, heavy sigh. Auntie, you are fine. It is just a severe side cramp. Move around a bit, and you will be fine. The gloom vanished instantly. Dai-Hai wiped his eyes, huffing in annoyance. Acting like you are dying over a stomach cramp. You nearly gave us a heart attack. Tu-Hai nodded. We should have recorded that for Dad. Thuk-fan snapped back. Hey! Just don't tell him, okay? Suddenly, Vu-Hin's face drained of color. Oh no. We are in deep trouble. Hak-Duang jumped. What now? Stop scaring me. Vu-Hin's eyes widened as the realization hit him. Mukbang knows our vehicle is outside. He will go for it. Vu-Hin and Bing Nan are sitting ducks. Hak-Duang immediately ripped off his outer shirt, his muscles tensing. Then, we are breaking out of here. Vu-Hin watched in confusion. Why are you stripping? Su-Yang replied, with a dead serious gaze. I saw this in a movie. Wet the clothes, use a steel bar as a lever, and pop. But how to get them wet? Anyone need to pee? Stop joking. You think you're Jackie Chan? Dai-Hai shoved Su-Yang aside. Move it. Put your shirt back on. You're making me sick. He arched an eyebrow. What's your plan, kid? Zhao-Hai crossed his arms, smirking. If you want out, show some respect. There's only one person who knows how to crack this cage. My brother. Su-Yang pointed at the boy. Dai-Hai glared back, feeling insulted. Something wrong? He held out his hand to the duo. You guys got anything sharp? Like a needle? The two hunters traded glances and shook their heads in sync. Across the hall, Shen Feng overheard. He pulled an item from his pocket and tossed it to Dai-Hai. Will this work? Zhao-Hai looked down. It was a silver police badge, glinting in the dark. Dai-Hai locked his eyes on the prize. He bent the badge's metal pin straight. He slid the makeshift lockpick into the keyhole, feeling for the internal tumblers. Silence swallowed the basement. Only the rhythmic click-clack of metal echoed through the cold air. With sweating palms, Dai-Hai focused all his stats into picking the heavy cell door. You actually have this skill, Su-Yang whispered. Zhao-Hai began to boast with absolute confidence. My bro's a pro. Give him a hairpin, and he could loot the whole school's confiscated item locker. Thuk-fan's face turned pale with rage. Stealing? Just wait until I tell your father about this. Su-Yang leaned in close. You sure? This isn't a teacher's desk. It's a high-security lock. Dai-Hai shot him a sharp sign. Quiet. Don't ruin my flow. Seconds felt like hours. Suddenly click. The heavy iron door groaned and swung wide open. Dai-Hai puffed his chest out. Told ya, Don't underestimate the legendary junior high master thief. Even Su Yang had to grin. Not bad, kid. Shen Feng watched from his cell, hope finally igniting. Su Yang rushed over. Officer, though we're here to get you out of this hellhole. Shen Feng pointed toward the corridor. Check the surveillance room drawer. The master keys are there. Following the quest marker, Wu Hin raided the desk and snatched the heavy ring of keys. The iron bars slid back. Shen Feng was free. Officer, come with us, Su Yang urged. Shen Feng shook his head. There are more survivors trapped in these cages. I have to free them. Hearing this, Su Yang didn't hesitate. Then we're staying to help. Shen Feng looked at them with deep gratitude. Thank you, bros. The squad mobilized instantly. As Shen Feng unlocked the cells, Su Yang and the others, people scrambled for the exit. Suddenly, a desperate voice pierced the air. Wu Hin, is that you? He stopped at a shadowed cell, uncertain. It was Lin Zion, clutching the bars. It's me. These bastards treated me like trash. Shen Feng looked confused. Friends of yours? Su Yang's brow furrowed. No. Just a piece of filth. Wu Hin glared at the man behind the bars. How did you end up in a cage? Nizian sobbed. Our tires blew out. We barely made it here before those old-timer cops caught us. They treated me like a slave. Forced labor. And Tien, he reached out desperately. Get us out before those psychos find us. Su Yang stepped forward with a cold, mocking sneer. Heaven has eyes after all. We took you in, and you repaid our kindness with betrayal. You locked us out while the zombies swarmed. Now you have the nerve to beg for mercy. Where do you get the audacity to even look us in the eye? Nizian fell to his knees, pleading. I'll change. I'll be your dog. Just save me. Su Yang laughed. You think we're fools? Even a peasant knows not to let a poisonous snake bite twice. Seeing his act fail, Nizian's face twisted. He pointed a trembling finger. Wu Hin, don't forget, ... You're my bodyguard. Your sole duty is my protection. You can't just abandon me here. Saving your own skin? Where's your professional honor, you degenerate? Su Yang saw right through the pathetic act. Playing the victim didn't work, so now you're trying a guilt trip. Wu Hin looked down coldly. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 whispered, Don't tell me you're actually going soft on this snake. But Wu Hin's next words struck like a critical hit. Like I said before, our contract is void. Your life means nothing to me now. He held up the keys. Your survival is in your own hands now. He tossed the keys into the cell's toilet and walked away. We're leaving. Nizian clawed at the iron bars, screaming in a futile, desperate rage. He looked like a madman, his curses echoing through the dark, damp. You're dead meat? Just wait. A finger pressed the unlock button, but the system window flashed. Invalid biometrics. Then Fong hissed. Damn it. The elevator is locked from the upper floor. What do you mean? Then Fong explained. This is the only exit, and it's fully computer-controlled. They've locked us in from above. Only someone with admin access on the surface can activate it. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒's face went pale. So, we're trapped in this hellhole. Dai shook his head. Don't look at me. This high-tier tech lock is beyond my skills. Then Fong suggested, there's one way. If they captured our friends, They'll bring them here. We'll set an ambush. When the doors open, we strike hard and fast. If we neutralize their firearms, we seize the initiative. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 agreed. It was their only play. Meanwhile, outside in the parked SUV. Where are they? Why is this taking so long? Something's definitely wrong. Bang Nan squeezed her hand. Stay calm. They're strong. They won't go down, that is Ellie. Movement. Someone's coming out. A man named Luke Bang pressed his face against the glass. You girls friends of 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒. He flashed a fake badge. We're the police. We've got this. You've had a rough journey, but you're safe now. Come inside the station with us. Officer, thank God. We thought we were done for. Jiang Ha reached for the lock. Ladies, step out. But Bang! Don't open that door. She stared directly into Luke Bang's cold eyes. Listen to me, officer. If it's so safe, why aren't our friends with you? Where are they? Bang Nan wasn't buying the act. Bring our friends out here right now, or we aren't moving. Luke Bang's smile twitched. Relax, they're being processed inside. It's safe. Haranking zombies could spawn any second. You need to get inside the perimeter now. Miss Cheng, let's just follow their orders. We can't stay out here. Bang. Nan didn't budge. Her survival instincts were screaming that these men were degenerates. The first thug snapped. Boss, why are we playing house? Let's just grab them. This little trait is too high tier to pass up. I'm taking her. Luke Bang's mask crumbled. Fine. You chose the hard way. Smash the windows. Drag those bitches out here. The thugs roared with sadistic laughter. Bang Nan watched in horror as a thug slammed his rifle. What are you doing? Bang Nan hissed. They aren't cops. They aren't cops, they're hunters gone rogue. Before she could finish, the glass exploded inward. A hand grabbed Bang Nan's hair, yanking her toward the frame. She shrieked in pain. Jiang Ha watched in horror from the front seat, frozen by the escalating violence. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 sobbed. Sister Bang Nan. The thug grinned, ready to claim his prize. Suddenly, glowing pink tendrils erupted from the shadows. Luke Bang and his crew froze in terror as the pink entity dragged their comrade into the abyss. A licker loomed behind them, its jaws clamped shut on a subordinate's mangled corpse. Luke Bang froze, his mind reeling. What the hell was that thing? Fire. Open fire now. He roared. The gunfire drew the creature's predatory gaze. Its eyes locking onto the hunters with murderous intent. It discarded the shredded remains, like trash, and launched itself into the air. Coiled spring. Its maw hinged in a bone-chilling screech as it crashed down, landing just feet away from the panicked fake cops. With a blur of monstrous speed, it lunged. Claws tore through flesh as a man collapsed lifelessly right. The predator didn't stop there, whipping out its elongated, barbed harpoon. The tongue lashed toward Luke Bang, using him as a human shield to be dragged away. The beast caught the screaming man, exposing rows of razor-sharp fangs as it prepared to swallow him whole. Nearby, another henchman turned pale as a ghost. You need to see this. In the distance, a dark, shifting mass of figures was swarming toward their position like a wave of death. As they drew closer, the frenzied, decaying faces of zombies emerged. Get out of here now. Luke Bang screamed in terror. The undead ignored the humans. They swarmed the beast, their teeth sinking into its mutated hide. Meanwhile, a cluster of walking corpses began surrounding the black sedan, their rotting hands scratching at the metal. Inside, Jianghe recoiled as decaying faces pressed against the glass. "Stay back. Don't let them in." In the back, Bang Nan and Vu Hin braced against the doors. "Thanloi, where are you?" she cried out in desperation. Suddenly, the zombies clinging to the liquor were blasted back. The rest of the horde scattered in mindless. The mutated beast reared back, letting out a primal, earth-shaking roar of pure, unadulterated dominance. Amidst its frenzy, a heavy axe blade whistled through the air, burying itself deep into the creature's shoulder. Thanloi stood tall as the beast collapsed. "Finally," he muttered, with cold indifference. "Be quiet and die already." The zombies swarming the car froze in their tracks, paralyzed by the sight of their apex predator's sudden defeat. Thanloi snatched a fallen pistol and opened fire. Lead rained down until the remaining corpses fled for their lives. With the area cleared, Thanloi lowered the smoking barrel, his expression unreadable. He approached the liquor's carcass and extracted a glowing yellow crystal. Suddenly, the system's voice resonated in his mind. Level 2, crystal acquired, exchange for 20 experience points to attribute points, or unlock level 2 supplies. Please choose. He studied the gem. This wasn't an easy kill. I shouldn't waste it. I'll bank it for now and decide later. Saving this for a rainy day, he thought, pocketing the rare drop as he turned back toward the group. Seeing the threaded past, Bang Nan peered out from the safety of the car, her eyes wide with relief. She threw the door open and sprinted toward him before he could even register her movement. "Thanloi," she crashed into him, hugging him tightly. "You idiot. Are you hurt? Are you okay?" He looked at her, bewildered. "I'm fine. I just have their disgusting slime all over me. It's revolting." Hearing his blunt, typical reply, she closed her eyes and let out a long, shaky breath of pure relief. Then, she looked up with tear-filled eyes, hitting his shoulder. "True Thanloi, you absolute jerk. Where did you go? You took so long." "I thought I was going to die. Do you have any idea how scared I was?" Thanloi smirked. "Where did this fire come from? What happened to the cold, untouchable CEO?" Their moment was interrupted by a heated argument nearby. "Uncle Lai, stop. You can't go back in there." Jianghe struggled against Vu Hin's grip. "The zombies? They're all flooding into the police station. Thukvan and the boys are still trapped inside. I have to save them, no matter the cost." Thanloi stepped forward. "And then what? If you want your sons to find their father's corpse, then go ahead." Jianghe fell silent, the harsh reality of his helplessness sinking in under Thanloi's piercing gaze. Thanloi's expression turned grim. "Get in the car and lock the doors. I'll bring them back alive." Bang Nan watched his retreating figure, her voice barely a whisper. "Just be careful." Radiating a murderous aura, Thanloi vanished into the precinct. Meanwhile, in the dark cells below, Hak Duong's group waited. Suddenly, the elevator indicator on the wall flickered to a menacing blood-red glow. "It's here." Van Fong hissed. Everyone tightened their grip on their makeshift weapons, preparing for the inevitable clash. Van Fong took the left flank, while Vu Hin and Huck 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 braced themselves on the right. Hearts pounding in the dark. Wu-Heen raised his club, eyes locked on the target ahead. The elevator doors creaked open. Wu-Heen roared, signaling the group. "Move out." As the doors slid back, a horde of undead ghouls surged out. Then Fong's eyes widened. "Zombies. Everyone, run for your lives." He screamed. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 held the line, crushing skulls to buy the survivors time. He barked orders, pointing toward the safety of the prison cells. Panic-stricken citizens scrambled inside. The iron gate slammed shut with a heavy thud. The monsters outside clawed frantically through the bars. Safe for now, the survivors stood frozen, gasping in pure, unadulterated shock. Elsewhere, trembling hands gripped the bars. Another panicked voice cried, "Locked, all of them." 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 stood guard. "Weren't those fake cops upstairs? How did these creeps get down here?"
"Hurry up!"
"You're faster at gaming than picking a damn lock, brah." 𝐓𝐷𝐻𝐻 hissed back, "Shut up. Your nagging isn't helping me focus." "Do it yourself then." Finally, ... The lock clicked. "We're in." 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 shoved her sons inside. "Go, move your asses right now." "Stop complaining. I raised you, brats. Don't talk back to me now." "Wait until you have kids? 𝐓𝐷𝐻𝐻, don't you dare roll your eyes. One mom is enough." 𝐓𝐷𝐻𝐻 joked, then froze at the horror behind her. A degenerate ghoul lunged from the shadows. 𝐓𝐷𝐻𝐻 let out a scream. "Mum," she turned, hearing her son's cry, but it was already too late. In a flash, the monster sank its teeth deep into 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐻's shoulder. 𝐓𝐷𝐻𝐻, find something heavy. Smash its head now." 𝐓𝐷𝐻𝐻 commanded. The gate slammed. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐻 wept, whispering her final, heartbreaking goodbye. 𝐓𝐷𝐻𝐻, protect your brother." They watched helplessly as she was dragged away. "No, Mum." Their desperate screams echoed through the cold, concrete hallways. The brothers collapsed. Nearby, Wu-Heen's squad finally secured their cell. Broken and defeated, the two brothers sobbed on the filthy prison floor. The team stood in somber silence. Meanwhile, in cell 8, a nightmare brewed. 𝐔𝐍𝐒 paled, staring at the disgusting sludge-filled toilet. He started to shake. He reached into the filth, cursing under his breath with every second. 𝐵HIEN ... He gagged, fighting the urge to vomit. Finally, his grime-covered fingers snatched the keys from the bowl's bottom. "Just you wait," he hissed, scrambling toward 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒. "Get up, let's go." 𝐓𝐑𝐂 didn't move. She just stared blankly, lost in a daze. "Move it, idiot," he barked, grabbing her. She violently shoved him away. "Fine. I don't need a useless trait like you anyway. You're tainted goods now. I'm not wasting any more time on you." Tears of rage stung her eyes. 𝐔𝐍𝐒 just smirked, acting like royalty. "Once I reach my father's guild, I'll have better women than you. Wu-Heen and the others. They'll be begging for mercy at my feet." He fumbled with the key, unlocking the gate to his supposed freedom. "Rot in here, loser," he spat, stepping out without looking back once. Suddenly, a panicked crowd rushed past. "Run, the boss monsters are coming." 𝐔𝐍𝐒's face went white. "Wait." Dot dot dot. Right behind the survivors, a swarm of ravenous undead. 𝐔𝐍𝐿 panicked, scrambling back inside. Damn it! Terrified of the rotting horde, he tried to slam the door shut. But a Hun suddenly blocked his path. It was 𝐓𝐑𝐀. She gripped the cell door with desperate strength, preventing him from locking her out. 𝐔𝐍𝐿's heart raced. What are you doing? The monsters are here. Move so I can lock this. Tears of pure rage streamed down 𝐓𝐑𝐀's face. 𝐷𝐿, you're a You threw me to those degenerates just to save your own pathetic skin. Everything went to hell because you stole 𝐓𝐑 car. You ruined my life. You coward. She fought to keep the door open. 𝐔𝐍𝐿 snarled, his eyes cold with murderous intent. Shut up and move. But, she shrieked back, I have nothing left. I'm taking you to hell with me. Obsessed with revenge, she wouldn't let go. Losing patience, 𝐔𝐍𝐿 shoved her with all his might. He kicked her ruthlessly until she cried out, Get lost, you useless trash. Don't get in my way. If you want to die, go ahead, but don't drag me down. He turned back to the closing door. That crazy woman. But suddenly, a high-tier zombie lunged, its rotting jaws wide open for the kill. Paralyzed by the sudden ambush, the creature, with monstrous strength, it pinned the weak degenerate under its jagged, blood-stained claws. Even in a death grip, his ego remained. Get off me, you filthy beast. Do you know who I am? Before he could finish, the zombie's hand crushed his skull with agonizing force, silencing his arrogance. It growled, ready to feast. 𝐔𝐍𝐿's tone shifted to a pathetic whimper. Please, spare me. I don't want to die. The cell echoed with his disparate, muffled screams. The predator had finally begun its gruesome meal. In the dark cell block, the silence was broken only by the scratching of monsters against steel bars. 𝐕𝐻𝐻 and 𝐔𝐑𝐀 fought desperately. 𝐷𝐻𝐻 stepped forward, shielding his younger brother from the carnage. 𝐓𝐻𝐻 trembled in the shadows. Brother, ... Are we going to die? I'm so scared of them. The horde grew larger, their guttural roars vibrating through the prison walls like a final death knell. Metal clashed against bone. 𝐔𝐑𝐀's stamina hit its limit. He turned to 𝐕𝐻𝐻, breathless and desperate. It's no use. ... We can't hold them back much longer. This is the end for us. Suddenly, gunfire erupted. Precise headshots began dropping the monsters like flies. A master marksman had arrived. 𝐕𝐻𝐻 and 𝐔𝐑𝐀 stared in total shock. The tide of battle was turning in an instant. It was 𝐓𝐑. Armed with a rifle, he rained lead upon the disgusting high-tier degenerates. It's brother 𝐷𝐿. The boss is here to save us. After clearing the immediate threat, 𝐓𝐑 approached. Everyone, all right? 𝐔𝐑𝐀 grinned. 𝐓𝐑 tossed them extra gear. If you're fine, then pick up a weapon and start hunting. Reinvigorated, 𝐔𝐑𝐀 caught the gun. You got it. He handed a sidearm to the man beside him. Take the gun. I'm better off with my blade anyway. Then Phong nodded, taking the weapon calmly. 𝐔𝐑𝐀 charged back into the fray. Then Phong and 𝐕𝐻𝐻 provided cover fire. 𝐓𝐑 joined the slaughter. But soon, his primary magazine ran completely empty. In that split second, a hidden monster lunged from the shadows toward 𝐓𝐑 blind spot. Calmly, he drew a hidden sidearm. **. He dropped the creature before its claws could even graze him. Suddenly, 𝐓𝐑 shouted, "Get down!" He fired a burst at another zombie flanking 𝐓𝐑's side. A perfect shot. The threat was neutralized before it could even screech, falling dead instantly. 𝐓𝐑 looked at the fallen beast, then at 𝐓𝐑. A bead of sweat rolled down his face. 𝐓𝐑 lowered his weapon with a smirk. "Just watching your back, partner." The gunfire faded. Silence returned, followed by cheers of survival. "It's finally safe." 𝐓𝐑 shook 𝐓�'s hand. "I'd be in trouble without that backup." "Anytime," 𝐓� replied coolly. 𝐓𝐑 jumped in. "Let me introduce you. This is our leader. Meet 𝐓𝐑, and this is 𝐓�, the legendary officer 𝐓𝐑. I told you, he was elite." "Is he even human?" Stunned 𝐓𝐿 watched him shred those zombies. "Show is a beast, but tell me, where the hell is 𝐔𝐍𝐒?" The brothers hung their heads in a heavy, suffocating silence. One look at their grief told the whole tragic story. Lei stepped forward, gripping Hai's shoulder with firm resolve. "Your father is waiting outside. We move out now." Suddenly, the emergency red alert flickered to life, bathing the room in an ominous crimson glow. Bang emerged from the shadows, leveling his rifle at the group. "Don't move. One step, and I'll turn you into Swiss cheese." Rage flared in 𝐓𝐿's eyes as he screamed, "Bang! How are you still breathing, you cock?" He sneered with sadistic glee. "I'm immortal, kid. You'll all rot in this hell while I reign supreme. You've got the devil's luck surviving that horde, but your luck just officially ran out today. This station is your tomb." 𝐓𝐿 leveled his sniper rifle, locking his sights onto the villain's head. "Vengeance for my fallen brothers." Bang countered, revealing a crate packed with high-grade military explosives. Finger trembling on the detonator, he issued a final challenge. The air grew heavy with pure, paralyzing terror. "You ruined my paradise?" Bang hissed. "I could have ruled this city if you degenerates hadn't interfered. I should have purged you all from the start. No matter, I'll fix that mistake right now. I'll send you straight to hell. Once you're out of the way, this world belongs to me. I'll wear this badge to the base and rule as a king, with beauties serving my every whim." Lei and Yang's faces darkened with unadulterated rage. Ego-driven fantasies. Desperate, Hai lunged at Bang with a primal scream. "You killed my mother? I'll take you to hell with me." Hai glanced back at Lei, a grim smile on his face. "You thought I was weak. Watch me become a hero. Get off me, you brat." Bang roared, slamming a heavy fist into the boy's ribs to break his grip. Hai bit down hard on the villain's hand, refusing to let go. "Take my brother and run. Go now." Bang's eyes turned murderous as he threatened the boy. "You little rat. I'll break every bone in your body. Move," Hai screamed desperately. Hain held back the sobbing younger brother as he wailed for his sibling. Lei grabbed the boy and bolted, leaving Hai to grapple with the monster in a final stand. "Dying for them, how pathetic." Bang Within seconds, the rest of the group reached the safety of the exit. Small, trembling hands gripped Lei's jacket. "Please, save my brother. He's the only family I have left. Mum's already gone. I can't lose him too." Lei stood frozen in a moment of agonizing conflict. Resolution ignited in Lie's eyes as he made his choice. I'm going back in. Nobody else dies today. Watch the others. I'll bring him back. Lie. Don't you dare die in there. They shouted back. Bang stood over the broken boy, aiming his weapon. Game over, kid. Time to meet your mother in hell. Hai didn't flinch. He just laughed defiantly, revealing the detonator gripped tight in his blood-stained hand. Bang paled as Hai whispered, Mum, ... I've finally avenged you. He clicked the button with a final, peaceful smile. Lie burst through the doors, his voice cracking as he screamed the boy's name. No, stop. A deafening blast ripped through the silence. The entire building erupted into a massive, terrifying pillar of fire. Brother. Nan watched in horror while Ha stood paralyzed by the force of the massive shockwave. Ha spotted his surviving son emerging from the dust. The boy collapsed into his arms, sobbing uncontrollably. They're gone, Dad. Both of them. Ha stared blankly at the flames. Where's Lei? Nen grabbed Yang's collar, her voice trembling with a terrifying, heart-wrenching realization. Yang looked away, his words catching in his throat. He went back inside right before the blast. Desperation took hold. Nan scanned the inferno, then sprinted straight into the crumbling, smoke-filled wreckage. Lei, answer me. Only the crackle of hungry flames greeted her amidst the shattered, blackened ruins. She stumbled upon Bang's charred corpse. Hope began to drain from her soul as she searched the debris. Tears blurred her vision as she screamed his name into the suffocating dust. She clawed at the heavy bricks with bleeding fingers. Heen rushed forward, desperately trying to pull her back. Stop. He might already be Heen started, but Nen's sharp, desperate gaze immediately cut her off. No way. I don't believe it. He promised to protect us. He's not the type to break his word. Everyone joined the search. Then, Su Yang spoke up. Brother Lei isn't some ordinary hunter. He's a god of war. He can't go down like this. Wu Xuan nodded. Exactly. He's still breathing. They tore through the debris, shouting his name. Brother Lei? Lei, where are you? Suddenly, the elevator doors groaned open. Amidst the coughing Tian Lei appeared, dragging Dai Hai out. Exhaustion finally claimed him, and he collapsed onto the cold floor. Relief flooded the room. Xu Yang rushed over. This guy's got 9 lives, like a legend. They crowded around him. Brother Lei. He coughed out, I'm still in the game. Meanwhile, Zhang He grabbed his son, sobbing. You brat. You nearly gave me a heart attack. Dai Hai smirked, flashing a thumbs up. Relax, Pop. All part of the plan. Lei snapped. Stop bluffing. If I hadn't dragged your sorry soul into that elevator, you'd be ghost here by now. Lei turned and saw Bingyan. Tian Lei, do you have any idea how terrified I was? I thought I'd lost you. Never pull a stunt like that again. Understand. Without another word, she threw her arms around him in a desperate hug. Lei smiled, a rare moment of peace. Soon, it was time for the group to part ways. Zhao Xie tried to express her gratitude. Save the thanks for later. In this world, people are becoming more dangerous than the zombies themselves. Stay sharp. Always keep an exit strategy in mind. Don't trust these. The host replied confidently, "Don't worry. We've got supplies and solid defenses. We can hold out." Zhang He stepped forward, his eyes heavy with resolve. "Listen, kid. We've talked it over. We're staying. My wife? She's already gone. Base 6 is the goal, but the road there is a death trap. I can't risk my son again. We'll wait for rescue here. I know it's cowardly, but I'm just a father." Lei nodded solemnly. "I respect that choice. Every survivor has their own path. Once we hit the base, I'll make sure the military knows you're here. Hang tight." "Thank you," he whispered. Nearby, Shen Feng finished packing his gear, ready for the journey. "I'm taking the light weapons. The rest are in the locker. Use them if things get ugly." Zhao Xie frowned. "Officer, you're not staying." He shook his head. "I want to, but I have classified files that can't fall into the wrong hands. I must deliver them. Besides, I swore an oath. I'm a police officer. The country is falling apart. I need to report for duty at the base." Lei reassured him. "Dai Hai and the others have leveled up. They'll protect this place." With a final nod, Lei gave the order, "Let's move." Zhang He waved. "Good luck out there." Dai Hai started to say something, then hesitated. "Never mind, forget it." Lei saw right through him and gave a knowing smirk. The engine roared to life as they departed. Suddenly, Dai Hai chased the car, screaming at the top of his lungs. "You better stay alive. I'm still waiting for those zombies laying lessons." From the window, Lei raised a fist in salute. As they drove toward the unknown, they cracked open some bottles to celebrate their survival. They toasted in unison. Lei looked at Shen Feng. First, to surviving that hellish first wave. And second, welcome to the squad, officer. He smiled. "Just call me Shen Feng. Once we reach the base, I'm back on duty. But until then, consider me your ally." Tian Lei nodded, his eyes fixed on the horizon. "A temporary alliance works. As long as we're on the road, we're one team." "Agreed. Good. Now, listen up. Our next move is critical. Our combat power is growing, but the zombie hordes are evolving. This is only the beginning. Fighting solo is suicide. We need a tactical formation to maximize our squad's survival rate. Coordination is key. We establish a battle plan right now, exceptions. We must leverage our unique traits." Huck Duong nods. "Boss Lei, you call the shots." "We're in." "No more hesitation," he declares, outlining the roles. "Then Fong, your accuracy is elite. You're on suppression fire. Vu Heen, you're our long-range sniper. I'm no marksman, so I'll be the frontline vanguard. Close quarters combat is my domain. Any objections?" Then Fong agrees. It's a solid, balanced strategy for this hellscape. But the ladies need training. From today, you both start basic firearm drills. Everyone must face the undead eventually. For non-combatants, a gun is the ultimate lifeline. Bang Nang hesitates, but we've never even touched a real weapon before. Vu Hain stares at the arsenal, overwhelmed. There are so many. Which one fits me? Then Fong steps in to explain the hardware. This is the M99. Nearly 5 feet long. It's a monster. Extreme range and the highest damage tier among all anti-material rifles. Clear optics, manageable recoil. It's the preferred tool for elite international hitmen. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒𝐿 grabs a rapid-fire piece. What about this? Spray and pray, that's my style. Then Fong warns him, don't think pulling the trigger is easy. Mastering these takes months. Filato is even harder to control. Start with the basics. This NP22 is reliable. Bang Nong takes it, impressed. It's light and fits my grip perfectly. Vu Hin, excitedly, takes a shooting stance. Exactly. Those heavy rifles are impossible for me. Thien Lei hands another NP22 to 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒𝐿. Stop window shopping. Master the fundamentals first. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒𝐿's expression sours immediately. He waves it away dismissively. Pass. I'm not using some lady's pistol for my kills. Thien Lei is speechless at his arrogance. As night falls, they find a temporary shelter. Alone in his room, Thien Lei summons the system. The Great Lord grumbles. Again, I just spoke to you this morning. Does this system not get rest? The situation changed, Lei snaps. Explain yourself. Now, you said the zombies wouldn't evolve this fast. I just fought a high-tier Swift Eater variant. How do you explain this sudden difficulty spike? The system size. Evolution is slightly accelerated, but don't worry. It's still under control. Under control? My head, Lei roars. I was almost turned into a snack today. Are you hiding hidden stats from me? The Lord retorts. I'm just being objective. Thien Lei isn't buying it. Your trash system is a scam. Others get legendary swords. I get a broken hammer. You provide fake intel and zero loot. You're the definition of a deadweight teammate. Save the world with a bent hammer. I'm done being your errand boy. The Lord reminds him coldly, don't forget our soul bond. Quitting now is a death sentence. Lei scoffs. I'm not quitting the system, just the fighting. I'm verisimune. I can survive this apocalypse anywhere without your quests. The system lord pauses, calculating. I'll unlock the weapon enhancement interface. Thien Lei smirks. See? Shameless, the Lord mutters. Weapon forging requires a higher system rank. You need an upgrade. Thien Lei frowns. Let me guess. It's going to cost me, isn't it? Correct? To unlock weapon evolution, bring me 1 level 3 essence stone. Listen, Heen. Taking that rank 3 yellow crystal was already a massive favor. Keep haggling, and I'll revoke the deal. Backed into a corner, Thien Lei handed it over. The system stayed true, unlocking the rank 3 weapon forge. Slowly, the holographic particles solidified. A heavy, shimmering hammer materialized right before his eyes in the system window. Thien Lei gripped the handle. Looks decent, he muttered. He swung effortlessly, slicing through 3 thick iron bars. Witnessing that raw destructive power, Thien Lei gasped. This thing is an absolute beast. The system hissed, told you. This is a top-tier alloy. Indestructible. Even a direct explosion won't scratch it. He spotted a blade and shield next. What are these? He asked. The Heaven Steel Blade and Aegis Shield. They aren't hammer grade, but they'll shrug off standard bullets and blades. Like they're nothing. Thien Lei smiled, thinking they were perfect for 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒𝐿. He then tried to sneak deeper into the interface. The system roared, "Hey, I agreed to gear upgrades only. Keep your hands off the restricted files." 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒𝐄 smirked. "Don't be stingy. You've already broke the rules once. Why stop now?" "Just call them bonus items." The system groaned at his audacity. "You shameless degenerate." Elsewhere, 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 was training in secret. His hand shook as he aimed his NP22, finally pulling the trigger. Every shot missed. The target stood untouched. Frustration boiled over as 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 grit his teeth in shame. "Useless junk, is this gun a fake?" 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 walked up behind him. Startled, 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 quickly hid his frustration. "It's nothing." "I'm fine," he lied, avoiding eye contact. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 stared at the untouched targets. He picked one up. "You're still upset about the weapon distribution. Then Fong wasn't wrong, you know? Mastering an SMG takes more than a day. Without skill, you're just a danger to yourself, not the zombies. But listen, I'm keeping that SMG for you. Master your basics, and it's yours. Deal?" 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 looked away, his voice trembling. "I'm not mad at you. I'm just disgusted with my own weakness. Vu Hin is a bodyguard. Then Fong is a cop. They actually have real-world combat experience. Giving them the best gear. I get that, 𝐔𝐍𝐒𝐓𝐏𝐏𝐀𝐁. I really do." He turned around, eyes blazing with hurt. "But I'm a man. If I can't shoot, I'll use a blade. You won't give me a weapon or a combat role. Do you expect me to hide with the girls?" 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 watched him in silence. As 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒's shoulders slumped in defeat, "So that's it. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒, you were my very first teammate. We've survived too much together for me to doubt you. I've always seen you as my right-hand man. I'd never leave you defenseless. Just watch." 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 pulled out the Heaven Steel blade and shield. "I chose these specifically for your play. This is a high-ranking tactical blade. It's sharper and more durable than anything you've ever touched. And this shield, it's reinforced alloy. It can stop a hail of bullets without even denting. Guns have firepower, but our squad is small. We can't always rely on distance. When the horde closes in, it's melee mastery that decides who lives and who dies. Only you and I have the guts for frontline combat, but I couldn't risk you without proper armor. Now that you're geared up, I can finally trust you to watch my back." 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 gripped the hilt, stunned. "You'd trust me with that? Can I do it? You're my vice-captain." Tears welled up in 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒's eyes. It was total acknowledgement. 𝐔𝐍𝐒. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 felt a bit awkward. He laughed it off, trying to lighten the mood. "Stop crying, man. Have some pride." 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 wiped his face. "Beside my sister, nobody has ever believed in me like this." 𝐔𝐍𝐒. 𝐔𝐍𝐒. Not ever. He lunged into a hug. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 patted his back. "All right. I get it." From the shadows, Vu Hin watched the exchange. Heading back, 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 swung his new blade, testing the balance. "This weight is perfect," he whispered. "It's light, but deadly. Wait until the others see this. They'll be green with envy." Suddenly, he bumped into Vu Hin. She beckoned him over. 𝐔𝐍𝐒𝐒𝐿, come here. We need to talk." 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 stood frozen in shock as Vu Hin led him away. "What's the play here? Suddenly, she dropped the ultimate bombshell. "Let's get married." He laughed, thinking it was a joke. But her gaze was ice-cold serious. "I'm not playing around, Duong. I mean every word. Seeing that station explode, I thought I lost you. I realized I can't survive this hell alone. In this degenerate wasteland, life is cheap. Nobody knows if tomorrow or a monster attack comes first. I'm not waiting for base 6 anymore. Let's tie the knot right here, right now. From this moment on, we're one family, bound together until the very end of this world." She gripped his hand tightly, her eyes full of desperate hope. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒𝐄 stared back in disbelief. He finally spoke. "Look, you don't need to do this. I promised to protect you, and I will. Marriage or not, I'll get you to the base safely." Vu Hin's heart sank at his words. She looked at him, confused and hurt. "What are you trying to say? Are you rejecting me?" 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 lowered his head, his voice heavy. "I'm just a low-tier guy with zero prospects. You're an elite, and I'm just a nobody from the gutter. We don't belong in the same world. You're likely just looking for a shield to hide behind in this apocalypse. But I'm a man of honor. I won't exploit your fear just to possess you." Vu Hin snapped, her voice trembling. "You think I'm just using you? Fine. If you don't trust me, I'm leaving." She turned away, hot tears of disappointment stinging her eyes as she prepared to walk out. He lunged forward, catching her arm. "Wait, it's a death trap out there. You can't go alone." Without a word, she spun around and pulled him into a sudden. He was completely stunned. As she slowly pulled away, 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒's brain felt like it had suffered a massive system crash. Blushing deeply, she avoided his gaze. "I might be terrified of the monsters outside, .. But I'd never sell my soul for safety. I'd rather die than be with someone else. I've laid my heart bare for you. Do you still doubt my feelings after all this?" 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 searched her eyes one last time. "You mean it?" She gave a slow, silent nod. It felt like an SSS-Rank awakening. He stared at her, finally letting the truth sink into his soul. A roar of pure joy erupted from his throat. "This is the best day ever. I thought I'd be a solo player for life. I never dreamed of landing a wife this amazing." "Quiet down, you idiot," she hissed, her face burning red. "You'll wake up the entire guild." Tears of joy welled in his eyes as he looked up. "Sis, are you watching this from above? You always worried about me being alone. Now, I've finally found my player too. Rest easy now." He pulled her into a warm embrace. "Vu Hin, I'll cherish you with my entire life. I'll slay the boss monsters. You take care of our home. I'll make you the world's happiest princess." With hearts full of hope, the two lovers finally retreated to their room together. The next morning, the news broke. Then Fong frowned. In the middle of an apocalypse, resources are tight and survival is a struggle. Isn't a wedding a bit too luxurious right now? Vu Hin agreed. Where do we even find a gown or rings in this ruined world? Then they remembered a high-end bridal boutique nearby that used to offer 10% off via their app. At dawn, the squad moved out. NP-22s and M99 rifles barked as they cleared a path through zombies. They mowed down the undead horde, eventually looting a stunning white gown and 2 rings from the shop. "Objective secured. Let's move," Thien Loy ordered. 𝐓𝐑𝐀𝐒 quickly grabbed a floral wreath before retreating. Back at the base, They prepared the hall. Ancient music echoed as the ceremony finally began. The couple stepped out as the music played. Bang Nan turned to Thien Loy with a smirk. "Where'd you find this vintage recorder?" "No internet or power," he replied. "This old tech is all we have." The atmosphere was thick with a rare sense of peace amidst the chaos outside. Seeing Van Fong's stiff face, Vu Hin teased, "You're the priest. Try to smile, pal." He sighed. "Can't a guy be a little nervous doing this for the first time?" Shen Feng cleared his throat, commanding the room's attention with a solemn gaze. "Su Yang, Wu Xin, do you vow, through every dungeon, raid, and life-threatening crisis, to hold fast until the end?" Both whispered their vows. "I..." "Exchange the rings," Shen Feng commanded. Wu Xuan stepped forward, presenting the silver bands. As Su Yang slid the ring on, the officiant's gavel struck like a seal of fate. "I declare you husband and wife." Their first kiss sealed a rare moment of peace. Bing Yan stole a glance at Tian Lei, her heart racing at his bright smile. Cheers erupted as the couple embraced a temporary sanctuary in a world of chaos. Bing Yan warned, "Su Yang, you better treat our girl like a queen from now on." Wu Juan laughed, "Most pay in gold." Su Yang nodded deeply. "I owe you all my life. This debt is engraved in my soul." Wu Xin smiled playfully. "This dress and ring are too rare to use just once. Why don't Bing Yan and Tian Lei tie the knot too?" Both froze in total shock.